Adults is as exciting as that theme song, I'm telling you. And each and every episode had its own music. A professional putting together the music. Pretty incredible. It's a winner from the 60s, Johnny Quest. If you're a parent and have sons, maybe even daughters, would like Johnny Quest, I'm sure. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Holy smokes, what a day. What a glorious afternoon right now. If you had a beach house, you could go out on the beach in your bathing suit right now and catch some sun. It's like 65 degrees and sunny, just like air conditioning, perfect weather outside. And the crazy part, especially you folks on the North Shore, it's on the North Shore about a 30-degree difference in temperature from like 35 this morning to like 65 this afternoon, like a 30-degree difference. And it kind of cranked up pretty quickly. It went from like 35 to about 55, 60 degrees in a few hours by lunchtime. But it was nippy. It was cold this morning. And on the South Shore, same deal. I'm a South Shore resident, but we didn't get into the 30s. But in the 40s, and then it warmed up quite nicely. A good 20-degree difference in temperature over here on the South Shore, but about 30 degrees on the North Shore because they dipped a good 10 degrees colder than us over here on the South Shore. We got just great weather for the weekend, for the next few days, going into next week. Hard to beat the last 2 days, though, with that cold snap, exactly what the doctor ordered. And in typical New Orleans, Gulf Coast region fashion, within 36, 48, 72 hours at worst, kaboom goes the dynamite. You're right back at sunny and 65. Pretty amazing weather. Get outside and enjoy it. It's painting weather if you got to knock out that paint project. The 4 o'clock hour this afternoon on this gorgeous Thursday, brought to you by Helm Paint and Decorating with 7 New Orleans locations, 7 Helm Paint and Decorating locations in Metro New Orleans. They got you covered on the West Bank. They got you covered on the East Bank, like Earhart, like Uptown, like Lakeview. They got you covered in Metairie. They got you covered in Kenner, Hammond, Mandeville. There's a Helm Paint and Decorating location near you. And if they're not right next door or close to you, no problem. They'll bring it to you. Free 2-hour delivery on those high-quality Benjamin Moore products. Helm Paint and Decorating. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, and hey, Tiger Town, that's right, Red Stick, Capital City, Baton Rouge, I'm talking to you. 4 Helm Paint and Decorating Baton Rouge locations. 4 Baton Rouge Helm Paint and Decorating locations. And yeah, the same deal, free 2-hour delivery anywhere in Metro Baton Rouge, Port Allen, Bruley, West Baton Rouge, Prairieville, Gonzales, heading east. They got you covered from Tiger Town to up on the bluff at Southern. Helm Paint and Decorating now with 4 Baton Rouge locations. And yes, just like New Orleans, free 2-hour delivery. 4 o'clock hour on this Thursday afternoon, brought to you by Helm Paint and Decorating. Yeah, you right. 93.9 FM. A good way to check us out. Oh, so fine. 93.9. 107.9 FM. Thanks for finding us. CareTalks.com. Live streaming for 2 hours every weekday via our website. And we're on YouTube. The Neutral Ground with me, Corey Johnson, on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey, the first 90 minutes of the 2-hour talk radio program. We're on TV right now, simulcasting on TV. Cox Channel 4 statewide. Spectrum Channel 333 statewide. Got a lot to cover. The Causeway toll increased today. $6 cash, $6 instead of $5. and you toll tag customers will be charged $3.40 every time you cross instead of $3. So a $1 increase for cash customers from $5 to $6, and a 40 cents increase for toll tag customers from $3 to $3.40. I scooped up a toll tag a few months ago. Don't know why I didn't do it 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. No reason for me to not get a toll tag. There's no minimum amount required. Now, I mean, if I cross the lake 1 or 2 times a year, which I'm more prone to cross it 1 or 2 times a week, then, yeah, I guess maybe you don't need a toll tag. I guess why bother if you're like, never cross the lake. May cross the lake in my own vehicle once or twice a year, tops. I guess don't bother. But I got friends and other things going on the North Shore. Trey Yin might go to, what is it, Robert, right up the I-12 and shoot the old Glock 19 at targets. Anyway, toll tag, $3.40 now. Cash customers, $6. I-55 repairs, at least another 2 weeks, the northbound will be shut down. Boy, I don't know if you watch like History Channel, these other, networks. Well, it's got Hitler and Germany, World War II in color. All that stuff's pretty interesting. Studied it at LSU. Kind of get it all brought back on the old telly. It was interesting to find out that the Germans were basically on meth. They were on meth. The German soldiers could stay up for days. You got somebody who is hopped up on meth fighting you with a gun. They're maybe don't care about their own life as much. They're going to just be, totally aggressive, do things that are, I don't know if you want to say superhuman, but maybe like a conscious human that's in war fighting, a seasoned, military person, but, a soldier, but still, yeah, a brain working. And so it was amazing in World War II that a lot of the German soldiers were like on meth, and it was like accepted. Captagon is what some Hamas fighters apparently are on. The poor man's cocaine, jihadi drug, Captain Courage. It's a synthetic stimulant. It's methamphetamine-like. And these Hamas soldiers are on this, some at least. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Hey, with the toll on the Causeway going up, how much would you pay to cross the lake on a brand new causeway? I'm not going to say 3 lanes in each direction like New Orleans east to Slidell, but New Orleans east to Slidell, like jacked up in the air like that. 2 lanes in each direction with 2 shoulders, maybe big, wide open, maybe even an increased speed limit. How much would you pay to cross the lake on a brand new causeway bridge? Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Hey, tomorrow, Michael Heck joins us from Greater New Orleans Inc., a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. That segment with Michael, always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant that's hiring. Go to their website for a full listing of positions available, latrim.com. They're hiring, latrim.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot. Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon. Hey, who was New Orleans' own Ruth Benarito? Ruth Benarito. She worked at the Southern Regional Research Center on the old Robert E. Lee, now Allen Toussaint Boulevard over there by City Park, by Wisner, right in front of the Lake Vista neighborhood. The USDA's Southern Regional Research Center, I think one of 4 in the country. It employs a couple hundred folks, 70 scientists, 130 support roles. They work on certain things. One of the things is their specialty. It was Ruth Benarito's specialty. This native New Orleanian who finished high school at 14, enrolled at Newcomb, Tulane at 15. 4 years later, graduated with 3 degrees, 3 majors, a degree in chemistry, a degree in physics, a degree in math. 1953, the Southern Regional Research Center became her home, and she did something quite amazing. This Yaddy, New Orleans lady, Ruth Benarito, what she did definitely impacts everybody's life. It's hard to think of a human being that's life directly, indirectly isn't affected by it. And what she did, it's probably, there's a chance it could be touching you right now. Who is Ruth Benarito? Give me the answer to that. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Holiday season's coming up, guys. She wants a day of relaxation at the Woodhouse, period, end of story. Want to make her happy? Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com. Take a virtual tour. Print your own gift certificates, any denomination for her. WoodhouseSpas.com. Set up an appointment for both of you. I'd love to get to the Woodhouse. I'm overdue for a 90-minute massage. I need to get these shoulders worked back down to here, not jammed up into my ears where they presently exist. Whew, just thinking about that. You walk out there just, oh my God, feeling so good. Guys, it's what she wants this holiday season. Hey, when you're answering one of our Woodhouse Day Spa trivia questions, no cheating. No intranet device, no search engines. You either know the answer or you don't. I could go Google Ruth Benarito right now, and it's going to tell me the answer. And you're going to read me the wiki, page. So you get the $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate, and you're reading something where no one learns anything. I live down the block from Ruth Benarito. I used to know her. She was an amazing lady. She did this. My mom and her were friends. We went to the same church, whatever, something. Not the wiki thing. That's why no cheating is a rule. No search engines. You either know the answer or you don't. Hey, in the late 40s, early 50s, the Navy abandoned what is now UNO, the Lakefront campus. The Navy abandoned the lakefront, the Naval Air Station that was at the lakefront with a couple of runways. They moved from the lakefront to Belle Chase to the West Bank. Why? Why did they make that move? If you have the answer, I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Rouse's Market's phone number to participate, 766-9480. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines. 766-9480. Pick up 50 big bucks. Good stocking stuffer. Good way to jumpstart her appointment at the Woodhouse Day Spa. It's what she wants, guys. Causeway toll increasing. I shouldn't say increasing. Has increased. It started this morning, like 4 a.m. $6 cash now, not $5, $6. And toll tags, instead of $3 charged to your card or subtracted from your account, it'll be $3.40. So toll tag customers, you're paying 40 cents more. Cash customers, you're paying $1 more. $6 cash or $3.40 toll now to cross the causeway. Now, per mile, what you pay, what we pay, I don't know if there's a cheaper toll anywhere in the United States of America. Seriously. I don't know if there is a cheaper toll anywhere in the United States of America per mile. How much would you pay to cross the lake on a new causeway? I'd love to hear from you North Shore folks. Could you imagine just hitting the lake and going up like you do when you're in New Orleans East or Slidell? Now, that bridge was $1 billion for about 4.5 miles each way, 9 miles of bridging, $1 billion, like $100 million a mile. It's also 3 lanes wide with 2 huge shoulders, and the lanes are wide. So it's 3 big lanes and it's 2 big shoulders. It's really 5 massive lanes wide. I think, just hypothetical, it's 100 years from now. Slidell has 1 million people. New Orleans East has 1 million people. That bridge could be 5 lanes in each direction, wall to wall. Easy. It's 5 lanes right now, essentially. It could probably go 6 lanes wall to wall if it had to. So I think a new causeway, you don't need 3 lanes in each direction. But you would build 2 lanes in each direction, and you'd have at least 1 huge shoulder down the entire side, if not 2, if not 1 on each side. Maybe a smaller one on the left and a larger one on the right. 2 big lanes, a modern bridge, high in the air, maybe even lit up at certain parts. Just modern, easy to see, never shut down. I was about to say fog-proof, but there's nothing apparently that's fog-proof. But it wouldn't be closed like the causeway. I mean, a little rain, a little fog, a little bad weather, shutting down the causeway. And Carlton Dufresne showing the causeway folks aren't wrong doing it. It's just 2023, we're a major American city, and a major thoroughfare in and out of the city gets shut down because of a little rain or traffic, weather, whatever, fog. It's crazy. How much would you pay to cross the lake on a brand new causeway bridge? Now, I just got a toll tag. I used to pay $5 my entire life. Whatever the toll was, whatever it increased, I was cash customer my entire life. Just recently, 6 months ago, got a toll tag. It's like, why not? I cross the lake at least once a week, if not twice a week. Why keep fumbling around for $5? Give them a 20, get 19 ones back that someone blew their nose on. I don't know. Just throw that money on the floor. Toll tag money. Throw it on the floor. No, I got a toll tag finally. How much would you pay to cross the lake on a new causeway? I mean, being realistic and trying to keep New Orleans in mind. We're not a rich city. We are a rich city, just run poorly. But because of that, the per capita income is low. A lot of people that make that commute might be adversely affected by a large toll. I think everywhere in the world you have a cheap and tight factor. I think in America, there's whatever percentage of cheap and tight. I think in New Orleans and Louisiana, it is a greater number, a larger percentage. So even people with the means could be cheap and tight and don't want to pay an increased toll. With all that in mind, I mean, a realistic toll in 2023 for like a brand new causeway bridge would probably be like $18 for a cash customer and like 12 or 13 for a toll tag customer. If it were one way, like we have it today. So I was trying to keep it, some sort of semblance of not get people to come down to the studio and beat me with a 2x4. $15 cash, $10 toll tag to ride on a brand new causeway. Would you swap that out if you could? Poof, do it tomorrow. The causeway as you know it, gone. The 1956 span, poof, disappeared. 1969 span, poof, disappeared. And in its place, kind of a mini version of what you have in New Orleans East to Slidell, the twin span. But 2 lanes in each direction with a big shoulder on one side, let's say a half shoulder on the other, but big lanes, way up in the air, wide open, higher speed limits, safer, better bridge, modern, brand new bridge. Would you pay $10 toll tag instead of $3.40? It would be triple. Would you pay $15 cash instead of $6? 2.5 times. And I think I'm being conservative in what the price is. I think it would be more like 18 cash, 14 toll tag, $20 cash, 14, 15 toll tag, something like that. Anywhere else, USA. Think about when you pay tolls going like to the beach in Florida to cross some little 3-4 mile bridge. It's like $3, $4, $5. Think about tolls that you pay anywhere else in America. And think about $3.40 to go both ways. That's really what? $1.70 each way. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe. For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, We love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Rouse's Markets phone line 766-9480. 766-9480. Who was New Orleans' own Ruth Benarito? 766-9480. Why did the Navy move their Naval Air Station from what is now UNO and the lakefront to the West Bank and Belle Chase? 766-9480. Boy, what a sports schedule we have. Boy, the World Series, no one watched the World Series. More fans watched the LSU Lady Tigers playing for the national championship than Game 5 of Major League Baseball's World Series. No, one sport is surging and another one is stagnant. Hey, tonight, the 2 and 3 Pistons are in the Smoothie King Center, 7 o'clock tip-off. The 3 and 1 Pels resting Zion Williamson, resting him. How do you rest a 23, 24-year-old? Seriously. What other NBA teams rest players like that? Just crazy. Brandon Ingram out for tonight. It's mind-blowing. You can't win if you don't have your players on the floor. The 2 and 3 Pistons, the 3 and 1 Pels, a little after 7 tip-off tonight at the Smoothie King Center at the Blender. Hey, 2:30 Saturday, ESPNU, 7 and 1 Tulane. They're 21st ranked. They're at 1 and 7 East Carolina. Saturday night, the big one, the most highly anticipated college football game of the year so far. The biggest college football game so far this season. Saturday night, 6:45, Tuscaloosa. It'll be on CBS. 7 and 1, number 8 Alabama. 6 and 2, number 13 LSU. Essentially, win out. Either team wins out, and they're national champs, arguably. And I don't think there'd be much of an argument. Sunday, noon kickoff from the Dome. The 4 and 4 Saints trying to get above 500. 2 and 6 Bears coming to town. Monday night on TNT. Monday night. National television audience from Las Vegas. 6:30. Number 1 LSU, the Lady Tigers, taking on 20th ranked Colorado. Like I said, from Vegas, a tournament. It's on TNT, prime time. LSU just unveiled their new ladies' locker room and conference room and all of it for the ladies' basketball team. Lounge with a big sofa. Just very first class, very state-of-the-art, very top-notch. It's going to help Kim Mulkey recruit more and more and more. This team it looks absurdly loaded. Like 3 first-team All-SEC players, a second-team SEC. You got All-Americans on this team. It's going to be really interesting to see what Mulkey does with this crew. Then you throw in the NIL money. Lot of money. You know, at LSU, for instance, the highest paid person is Brian Kelly. Makes about $10 million a year. Olivia Dunne, I think, is number 2 on the LSU campus. Olivia Dunne makes more than Kim Mulkey. Kim Mulkey makes twice what Jay Johnson, the baseball coach, makes. Kim Mulkey, I think, makes now $3.2 million a year. And Olivia Dunne, the gymnast, makes more than Kim Mulkey a year. On LSU's campus, Brian Kelly is the highest paid individual at $10 million a year. And Olivia Dunne, the gymnast who's like 21 years old, she is like number 2 at like $4 million. It's crazy. This girl makes like $350,000 a month. This girl's pulling like 80 G's a week. Seriously, Olivia Dunne every day pulls down like $10,000 a day. She's like $500 an hour while she's sleeping overnight. Wake up in the middle of the night. Wow. Last time I looked at the clock, it was 1 a.m. It's now 3 a.m. I just made $1,000. I just made $1,000. Wow. Nice to be Olivia Dunne. That LIV money is absolutely insane. Anyway, LSU women's hoops, huge. Kim Mulkey, huge. It's the number 2 sport at LSU. Football's far and away number 1. Kim Mulkey and the LSU Lady Tigers are number 2. Jay Johnson and the baseball team's 3, battling with men's basketball. Men's basketball ever gets going, where they're playing like, they were under, the previous coach, going to the NCAA tournament, making noise, putting 10,000 plus at the PMAC. That's where they'll pass baseball. Baseball could fall to 4. Beloved LSU baseball, with all their support, could fall to 4 if men's basketball just got their you-know-what together. They should be ahead of baseball. But Kim Mulkey's Lady Tigers ahead of baseball and probably men's basketball, even if McMahon has it peaking out. Absolutely crazy. Hey, every day this program on radio, on television, live streaming via our website, KaareTalks.com. We're on YouTube. It doesn't cost a thing to click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, go in the search bar, just put in The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Corey spelled Kaare. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. You can check us out on YouTube Live. Every day, the program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex, home of Lamarck Ford, Lamarck Lincoln, the pre-owned superstore, service, collision, repairs, parts. For nearly 50 years, the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebra, Car Corner, Williams Boulevard and I-10. Right on the corner, right on the price. Price, service, inventory. That's why year in, year out, decade in, decade out, Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park getting it done for you in Kenner. Folks come from all around the region to Lamarck Ford, the big store. And now Lamarck Lincoln, number 1 in Louisiana. Have you seen these Lincoln SUVs? The Aviator, the Nautilus, the Corsair, the Navigator. Have you seen this Black Label line of Lincoln SUVs? Absolutely amazing. Luxurious, plush. Just as nice as it gets when it comes to these SUV vehicles. It's like a limo, especially the Black Label. Even Lincoln already is super plush and nice. Black Label's like another level of that. Yep, Lamarck Lincoln, number 1 in the state. And the truck dealership, the legendary Ford truck dealership in Elmwood on Jefferson Highway, Crescent City Ford, commercial trucks, folks that want to go grab an F-150, pick up an Explorer. They've got every single Ford vehicle available there, except the Mustang. You'll have to get that in Kenner. Crescent City Ford, the legendary truck dealership for decades in New Orleans on Jefferson Highway. Now under the Lamarck umbrella. On the lake, by the river. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. And now Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. Thursday afternoon edition of the program. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Love to hear from some of you folks that make that commute on the Causeway. 766-9480. How much would you pay to cross the lake on a brand new Causeway? The old bridges are gone. New bridges take over. How much would you pay? The toll on the existing causeway, the 1956 bridge, the 1969 era bridge. It's now $6 cash. Used to be $5. Now it's $6 or $3 each way. That's a joke. That's a bargain. That's free in anywhere else in America. Toll tag customers pay $3.40. That's $1.70 each way. That's a joke. There's no toll bridge in America per mile that is that cheap, that inexpensive. Nowhere, anywhere. $1.70 each way. That's the increase from $1.50 each way. It's a joke. I mean, out-of-towners, if they had to put money in the basket, they'd laugh. What do you mean? It's not $7.50 each way? It's not $9, not $11, $1.50? Really? And now it's $1.70? They'd laugh. And yeah, $3 each way instead of $2.50. No, the cheapest per mile. I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I've looked it up. I haven't Googled cheapest toll per mile in America, but I've looked at others, and I'm thinking about places I have driven and paid tolls, be it in Florida, the East Coast, tollways, Houston, wherever. I would pay $10 toll tag, $12 toll tag, $15, $18 cash to ride on a brand new, big, plush, wide open causeway, like a junior size version of the twin span that goes from New Orleans East to Slidell. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Rouse's Markets phone lines 766-9480. Dial us up.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here, and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets has daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and their entire lunch menu is available too. Open 11 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. For the finest in Sicilian and Italian cuisine, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, fuller part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
The official afternoon talk show of the city of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
You can say anything you please about me, but don't say anything bad about Blue Boy.
Down, Blue Boy. Good buddy. That's pretty accurate. I can handle it, but don't mess with old Blue Boy. Boy, if I'm part of New Orleans, what about Leidenheimer Baking Company? Since 1896, they've been baking that French bread you love. 3 centuries now, over 125 years. It's amazing. And who doesn't absolutely love Leidenheimer French bread? It is part of the fabric of this city. It's as part of New Orleans as anything out there. Did I mention they've been around since 1896, over 125 years? 5th generation family owned and operated, still baking that French bread right here in New Orleans proper. It is at the city's finest restaurants. A real New Orleans po' boy, only served on Leidenheimer. There's really no other choice. It is good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread. Leidenheimer Baking Company. Dozens and dozens and dozens of cats. How is Jeff Dorson doing with all the cats? He joins us. He's with the Humane Society of Louisiana. They always need your help because they don't get funded by the city or the state. It is all donations from people, citizens of New Orleans and Louisiana. That's how they get funded. 100% donations. You do it by going to their website, humanela.org, humanela.org, or volunteer. You want to, boots on the ground, really help animals? They'll take you. They need volunteers, humanela.org. Let's get back to all those cats, dozens and dozens of cats. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Corey, you're a great spokesperson. I sure appreciate all the good plugs you've given us throughout the years. So it all works out, and I thank you for it. So cats, 53 in one household, hoarding situation. You've seen the TV shows. That's what it was in real life. That was in the town of New Iberia in Iberia Parish.
Yeah, just really hard to believe, and it's just terrible. 53 cats, 5 are pregnant. You at first, you got 21 pretty quickly, like in like the first day or two. So it was down to 32 about a week ago or so. Where are you now?
So then they pulled out another 14. You have to go slow because they go to a vet clinic first. They can only take so much at a time.
Yep.
Space and staffing and medicine, and it's expensive. So we have to space it out. But luckily, the remaining cats that are left behind are always being fed and watered and given flea rid because they're all covered in fleas and anemic.
Wow.
So this stuff is complicated. None of them had been vaccinated. None of them had been fixed. So most of the 14 that were recently pulled were pregnant. So if they're not too far along, they get sterilized, and if they are, then they just give birth, and our population increases. So complicated, expensive, and grateful to the New Iberia Parish Animal Control. They were the lead agency, and they did all the hard work. We're just trying to raise money on their behalf.
Jeff, how many of the 53 cats are pregnant? You said 5 last week. It's more now?
Quite a bit more. Now we're looking at probably 15 or 20.
15 or 20 of the 53 are pregnant, and they're all going to have like 6 to 8 cats each?
Well, unless they're not too far along, then they can sterilize them. The vets don't have a problem if they're early term. Late term, of course they would. So we're still looking at like 3 have already given birth to 3 or 4. So yes, it just keeps growing. It's a huge problem.
So you're north of 60 cats total now.
Yep.
With the kittens.
And adoptions are down around the country, and the transports are down. So it puts us in a real pickle. We have to just keep them until we find homes.
And they all need to be spayed or neutered, vaccinated, chipped, and then treated. Some of them need to be treated, eye ailments, other types of things, right?
All true. So you're looking at thousands and thousands, and nobody has that sitting around. So we're just forever asking people to donate, and they can see the results. You give, and an animal gets better. It's a pretty simple equation.
Yep. If you go to Facebook, Humane Society of Louisiana, they do a pretty good job of updating that, and you can see all the stuff they do. I promise you this, if you are a human being and you're on Facebook and you go to Humane Society of Louisiana, you will automatically find yourself on the Humane website, Humane LA website, humanela.org, humanela.org, the Humane Society of Louisiana website. Again, it's humanela.org, and you'll be donating because all they do is stuff like these now 60 cats in New Iberia and taking care of them because there was a hoarding situation and it got out of control, and they're not just going to look the other way, and they're not just going to kill 53 cats. It's Louisiana's problem. It's our problem. Have to treat these animals humanely like a civilized society does. I forgot who the person was, Jeff, that says you can judge a society on how it treats its animals.
Our friend Mahatma Gandhi is the author of that statement, and it's widely used. I don't know how it plays out in Louisiana. We tend not to think like that, but it's a perfect phrase for just the basic principle of life.
Yep.
How we treat other creatures reflects how we are as a human being. Are we humane? Are we considerate? Do we create suffering or reduce it?
Yeah, no, it's a great point. And you got that. I mean, this is just talk to any psychiatrist, psychologist. I mean, that Jeffrey Dahmer, killing squirrels and dipping them in acid so he could get the bones really clean, and then he's doing it to human beings. I mean, that if people treat animals a certain way, they're going to treat humans a certain way. So,
all true.
Jeff, listen who's barking there. HumaneLA.org. It's Blue Boy saying to donate. Thanks, Jeff.
See you Saturday for your award, Corey. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, go to the website, humanela.org for more details.
Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 5 p.m.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became number one for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all of the time.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson.
Susan Spicer joining us on the program.
Even when they presented me the award, the people that I look up to the most, Frank was there and Donald Link was there. It does cause you to reflect back and think about your whole career.
Maybe the Stella Brennan Award says that to you, like I've arrived.
It certainly is kind of the ultimate honor when it comes to cooking and hospitality in New Orleans and the world.
New Orleans style talk gumbo, served daily.
Doesn't get much better than that, huh?
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Night Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man
Yes.
who does not exist.
I drive a 1984 Trans Am with T-tops. I call the car Kit. We're very close. And I listen to David Hasselhoff, his rock and roll albums from Germany. They're fantastic.
In a world of criminals who operate above the
Check that out if you can't sleep. David Hasselhoff, rock and roll star, Germany. Thank you, Drew Brees, for bailing us out of the David Hasselhoff talk. Geesh. Yeah, you right. David Hasselhoff. He is a superstar rocker in Germany. YouTube it for poops and giggles. No, thanks for that intro, number 9. 5 o'clock power hour on a Thursday as we creep towards the weekend. For some folks in New Orleans, Thursday night is like, man, it's a pre-weekend. We go out, but only till like 11 or midnight, maybe 1. Sunday night too. Some folks, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It just ramps up to Saturday night, and then Sunday kind of, I love it's like 11 at night, and I'm driving by a part of New Orleans, and there are folks just spilling out of the bar. There's a big truck outside cooking stuff. It's like 11:15 on a Sunday. I'm like, wow. Go, people, go. Thursday afternoon, 5 o'clock powwow. Yeah, slowly but surely creeping towards the weekend. What a fantastic day. What an incredible weather day. For you North Shore folks, like a 30-degree temperature change. In New Orleans, a good 20 degrees. It's like 64 right now in New Orleans. It was like 44 this morning. It's like 64 on the North Shore. It was like 34 this morning. Like a 30-degree temperature swing, a 20-degree temperature swing, and all in about 5 or 6 hours. From about 6:30 this morning to about 12:30 this afternoon, 6 a.m. to noon, about a 20-degree temperature swing on the South Shore and about 30 degrees on the North Shore. Like almost frosty for you North Shore folks, huh? 34, 35, 36 degrees. Crazy. Anyway, that's all in the books. It's just perfect weather right now, 60s. Tomorrow, kind of more of the same, 60s, get into the low 70s. Saturday and Sunday, 60s into the mid 70s. Same thing for Monday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, sort of the same thing. Now, the middle of next week, we might hit 80 degrees again, if you can believe that. Anyway, really nice weather. The lack of rain, these drought-like conditions continue. We could use rain. I said it yesterday. We could have rain from like 11 at night to 5 in the morning, like overnight where we don't even know it. We could have a month of that, and I don't know if we'd be out of drought-like conditions. Just kind of parched out there in Metro New Orleans and South Louisiana and beyond. Anyway, gorgeous weather. Get outside and enjoy it. Right now, the sun's going to drop out of the sky in like an hour. Like in an hour. By 6:10, 6:15, it's done. 6:30, it is nighttime. It's dark. So not much time left, like an hour or so. Get outside and enjoy it. It's a cloudless blue sky, sunny, 65. It's perfect. You could wear shorts. You could wear long sleeves. Just ideal. You could dine outside right now at Fausto's on Vets. White linen tablecloth, outdoor dining at Fausto's, Italian Bistro and Vets. Experience that Sicilian and Italian. I love outdoor dining. I love dining outside in the weather. When it's like this, are you kidding me? Perfect night for outdoor dining at Fausto's on Vets. Or dine inside, sit at the bar, watch some sports action like the Pels and Pistons tonight from the Smoothie King Center a little after 7. Wonderful, authentic, New Orleans-inspired Sicilian and Italian. What are you waiting for? Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets. Did I mention outdoor dining in this weather? I think I did. Causeway toll increase happened today, this morning. It is now $6 to cross the Causeway instead of $5. You're only paying on the North Shore, so it's $3 each way instead of $2.50. The cheapest, toll per mile in America, right? Toll tag customers, it went up from $3 to $3.40. So from $1.50 each way to $1.70. It's a joke. It's like 8 cents a mile. There's no toll anywhere. Anywhere else, it's $1 a mile, $2 a mile. It's crazy. Anywhere else in America, even on Causeway Bridge circa 1956, Causeway Bridge 1969, it'd be like $7 each way. It'd be $15. It'd be $20. And that might be with a toll tag customer. Might be $10, $12 cash each way. Might be $25 to cross the car. Man, I guess I won't be going across the lake. I hear you. You'll be going around then. Going I-55, which would be troublesome right now. That's going to be closed for 2 more weeks, northbound, or I-10 through Slidell. I'm just telling you like how it is everywhere else. If you think about it, you know that's how it is everywhere else. If you've been on toll roads in Texas or Florida or on the East Coast or going to the beach, taking the toll road, that Baldwin Express to go to Orange Beach or the toll road to cross the bridge to go to Destin, it's like $4.50 each way or more. It's crazy. How much would you pay to cross the lake on a brand new causeway? I'd pay $20 cash and like $12, $13, $14 toll tag. And yeah, if I lived on the North Shore, I'd pay $12 or $14 to cross the bridge if it were like the twin span from New Orleans East to Slidell. Like a junior version of that. Not 3 lanes, but 2 lanes, but with huge shoulder, big, wide open, safe. Yeah, I'd pay 3-4 times more than I'm paying right now. Because what we're paying right now is free. It's a joke. $1.70 each way. If you told your friends that live in other cities that that's what the toll is on the causeway, they'd laugh. They'd say, I drive over the so-and-so bridge. It's 2 miles long and I pay $7. $6 cash. That's $3 each way. It's got to be the lowest tolls in America. I'm not saying we should keep raising the tolls, but it's shocking, I guess, because New Orleans has been stagnant the last 40 years. I guess if New Orleans would have had dynamic growth like Houston, Atlanta, Dallas, Austin, Nashville, Las Vegas. I can keep rattling off these cities all over America. I don't know. We'd probably have a 3rd or 4th causeway span built by now. And the original bridge would probably be dismantled, in the middle. You'd have a couple of miles on each side going out to like a fishing pier. And maybe the North Shore to South Shore span, the newer span of the existing two, the 1969 circa span, that might be still there as like vehicles hauling glass, motorcycle, hurricane, evacuation, emergency vehicle type of thing. I don't know. But I guess with stagnant growth, the North Shore has had explosive growth. Causeway bridges are just old, and seems like we'd have at least a new one, if not 2 new ones. Anyway, how much would you pay to cross the lake on a brand new causeway? Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 766-9480. Boy, Every day I get in the car, I'm listening to radio, I hear real natural diamonds. We started a trend, and people know what we're saying is true. And other jewelry stores have caught on, even ones that sell 3-week-old man-made lab-created diamonds. They're having to bring in real natural diamonds too, because the real smart customers, the educated customers, realize that diamond purchase is a lifetime purchase, and they don't want some 3-week-old man-made junk, some lab-created garbage from China that the jewelry store is making a hefty profit on, but you're getting screwed around. Go to Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. Go see Ken Friend, someone you can trust, someone that's honest. There's no man-made lab-created diamonds, only real natural diamonds. It's holiday season, guys. Get her those diamonds at Friend & Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us to you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store, and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Ooh la 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 Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread.
Hey, I just mentioned Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, Real Diamonds, holiday season right around the block, guys. It's upon us. Thanksgiving's 3.5 weeks away. 4 weeks after that, Christmas. Holiday season, guys. Get her what she wants. A day of relaxation at the Woodhouse. I've got a couple of $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. I'm going to answer these questions later today in about the next 20 minutes if we don't get an answer from you, the audience. And then I'm going to use those $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates. I got 2 different gift certificates available, 50 big bucks each. 2 questions, no search engines. You either know the answer or you don't. Folks in New Orleans should know who Ruth Benarito is, and Ruth Benarito should have a street named after her. Maybe she does in Metairie or somewhere in New Orleans. She deserves it. Who was New Orleans' own Ruth Benarito? Finished high school at 14, enrolled at Newcomb/Tulane at 15. 4 years later, graduated with 3 degrees, not 1, 3. Chemistry, physics, and math. Not poli-sci, history, or something like that, which I minored in those. I mean, I know what those are. I'm not dogging them, but chemistry, physics, and math. That's like kryptonite for me. Starting in 1953, she started working on old Robert E. Lee Boulevard, now Allen Toussaint Boulevard, at the USDA's Southern Regional Research Center. That big government federal building there near Wisner and Allen Toussaint, in front of the Lake Vista neighborhood, basically on City Park property, essentially, right by Bayou St. John. What is so incredible about Ruth Benarito, just this kind of local yaddy New Orleans lady, pretty much every human being on planet Earth, at least first and second world places, definitely they might be feeling her touch right now. They might be literally on their skin feeling her influence. If you know who Ruth Benarito was, I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. No cheating, no intranet, no search engines. I don't want you reading me the wiki page. I can read the wiki page. I want someone that's like, I grew up down the block from Ruth Benarito. I know exactly what she's all about. She did this and that. Hey, the Belle Chase Naval Air Station on the West Bank, it used to be located out by the lakefront where present-day UNO is. Why did the Navy move their air station from the lakefront, where UNO presently sits, to Belle Chase in the West Bank? If you have an answer, I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa. 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie near North Kenner. They're in Slidell, Mandeville, Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. 50 big bucks for the Woodhouse. Can be yours. Rouse's Markets phone lines to dial us up. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. How much would you pay to cross the lake on a brand new Causeway bridge? If it were like the twin span from Slidell to New Orleans East, or New Orleans East to Slidell, but like a junior version of that. Jacked up in the air, highly elevated, 2 lanes maybe in each direction instead of 3, but a big shoulder, wide open, increased speed limit, safer, bigger, better. How much would you pay to cross the lake on a new modern Causeway? The Causeway tolls increase starting today. The old circa 1956 bridge, the old circa 1969 bridge. Cash customers, $5 yesterday, $6 from now on, a $1 increase. Toll tag customers, I was at Trey Yen the other day on the North Shore, came across for $3 subtracted from my toll tag account. If I go tomorrow to Trey Yen, it'll be $3.40 subtracted from my toll tag account. So new Causeway prices, new tolls, an increase. Cash customers from $5 to $6. Toll tag customers will be charged $3.40 instead of $3. How much would you pay to cross the lake on a brand new Causeway? By the way, I mean, it's simple math. Cash customers, it's $3 each way. Got to be the lowest cash toll in the United States of America per mile. Toll tag customers, it's now, instead of $1.50 each way, it's $1.70. That's a joke. That's free. That's like bus fare. I-55 northbound, about 2 more weeks of repairs until that span is fully opened. You know, I watch like History Channel and stuff like that. Not all the time. I'll just be flipping through the channels. Hitler, World War II thing. It's just pretty amazing. My brother narrates a lot of this stuff. And I'll be watching something and I'll be, you know, the credits will pop up. It'll be like narrating. My brother's name will pop up. And I'm like, what? And I'll rewind and listen. I'm like, oh, my God, that is John. That is my brother. And I listened to 30 minutes of the thing, and it was so enthralling, so interesting. World War II, the Germans, Hitler, whatever. Didn't even realize it was my brother doing the narration. I'm not kidding you. Anyway, the amount of meth, essentially, crystal meth that the German military used, the soldiers, it was like part of their little kit. I forget the name, per something. Forget the name of it. Anyway, it was basically part of the little, every soldier's little kit. And a lot of the German soldiers, I mean, they could stay up for days. They'd fight more fiercely, probably didn't care about their own lives as much when they were hopped up on this crystal meth. Israel is finding out, their military, these dead militants on them, besides weapons and ammunition and the like, a drug called Captagon. Hamas fighters are on Captagon, some of them at least. It's got a nickname, the poor man's cocaine, jihadi drug, Captain Courage. It's a synthetic stimulant. It's a methamphetamine-like drug, Captagon. And that's what these Hamas fighters are on. Crazy. You remember the Taliban and ISIS that chewing on like coca leaves, or not coca leaves, poppy, you know, heroin type stuff, just chewing on that. Hamas fighters on Captagon. That's nice. Boy, what a weekend for sports. Pretty darn good weekend for November. Tonight, the Pistons, they're 2-3 at the Smoothie King Center. The Pels are 3-1, 7:00 tip-off. Zion Williamson is ruled out, resting him. He's 23 years old. I just don't get that. I'm not going to sit here and say Zion Williamson is a bust, but Zion Williamson is like a, 60s, 70s era, Jaguar or Ferrari or Maserati or something like that in the United States of America. Too few dealerships, too few mechanics, too few cars, too few parts, all of it. Breaking down, having problems. I mean, When the Jag is running in 1975, it's a badass car. When that Ferrari and Maserati's running in 1975, it's fantastic. But you're using it as an everyday car, not a race car. You don't have a crew that's finely tuned instrument on top of it every day. It's going to break down. It's not going to run right. Your electrical problems. These cars had problems. No Ferrari is a bust. But boy, Zion Williamson doesn't play much. 23 years old. This is like his 5th season with the Pels. I think he's played under 120 games. There's 82 games in a season. He's played like a season and a half's worth of games, basically. A season and a half's worth of games over like 5 seasons. It's obnoxious. And the Pels are resting Zion Williamson tonight. Mind-blowing. Brandon Ingram, questionable for tonight. He's often injured. Now, Brandon Ingram at least plays a lot and delivers and is a true all-star, not just by name only. Zion Williamson is like a make-believe all-star. I remember the NBA had top 50 NBA players of all time, this book that came out. I think it's like 1992, 1993. Shaquille O'Neal, like 2 years with the Orlando Magic, was in that book. Top 50 all-time greatest NBA players. Now, maybe as soon as like a year or two from that book being released, maybe Shaquille O'Neal would have put enough, miles on the tires to earn that, to actually deserve it. And is he a top 50 NBA all-time? Of course, he's top 10. Top dozen all-time greatest. You pick up the book now, it's smooth flow. Obviously, he should be there. When the book was produced, it was a little premature. And Zion Williamson, all-star, it's sort of like what he did a little bit, flashes, a little brilliance there, what he's capable of doing when he's healthy. Those are his all-star votes. People love him. They want to see him play. He's affable. He's a force. But boy, Zion Williamson resting tonight. It's game 5 of the NBA season. Game 5. It's crazy. Like 5% of the way into the season and already resting Zion Williamson. And already Brandon Ingram listed as doubtful. No, just not good. No, everyone loves Brandon Ingram. Smooth, silky, but often injured. And everyone wants to see Zion Williamson on the court. But injured or not, resting, whatever, just a problem. Smoothie King Center tip-off a little bit after 7, about 90 minutes away. Saturday afternoon from East Carolina, 7-1 Tulane. 1-7 East Carolina. Tulane controls their own destiny to make a major bowl game, a New Year's Day bowl, New Year's 6 bowl. They're 7-1, 21st ranked. 2:30 kickoff on ESPN, Wave fans. ESPNU, excuse me, Wave fans. Saturday night, CBS, nationwide television audience, the most highly anticipated college football game of the year. In Tuscaloosa, 7-1 Alabama, they're 8th ranked. 6-2 LSU, they're 13th ranked. This is a 3-point spread. Alabama gets 3 points for being in Tuscaloosa. Las Vegas has this as a pick'em game on a neutral site. Las Vegas has these teams as equal. I think how Las Vegas looks at it is balance, Alabama's better. Probably a year and a half or so as more recruiting under their belt, more depth. If LSU, I'm just making up numbers, has 40 really good players, Alabama has 60 really good players, whatever. They're a little more tenured. They've been at it a while longer. They just keep reloading. Always, SEC title, national title, within their reach, within their grasp. Pretty much year in, year out, guaranteed almost. But then LSU, maybe not quite as good as Alabama on defense. They've got some players out, especially in the secondary. That's going to hurt them. Wingo on the D-line, D-end. So Alabama has an edge defensively. But boy, Alabama's offense, pretty solid. LSU's is hyper special. Jaden Daniels is a great college quarterback, one of the elite college quarterbacks, one of the best in the game, a Heisman Trophy legitimate candidate, Jaden Daniels is. Having a great game and beating Alabama would escalate his Heisman hopes tremendously. No, I think because LSU's offense is special. It's potent. It's one of the most powerful offenses in all of college football. Jaden Daniels, one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football. It balances things out. It balances things out. If Jaden Daniels was sort of middle of the road, Alabama would be favored by 7, 8 points in this ball game. But because LSU's offense is that prolific and Jaden Daniels is that good, that elite, it is a 3-point Alabama spread at home. You get 3 for being in Tuscaloosa. It is a pick'em game at a neutral site. It is LSU by 4 at Tiger Stadium. If this game were in Baton Rouge, LSU by 4, 3.5 or 4. No, I love it. Vegas has money on the line. They don't lose most of the time. They're getting their 10% juice. The line, the spread, they're pretty darn close a lot of the time. And sometimes they're not at all. I think it's going to be a war down to the last drive or two. LSU, Alabama, the most highly anticipated college football game Saturday night. Saints trying to get above 500. They got the right opponent. The 2-6 Bears in the Dome. Noon kickoff. Saints are 4-4. Check this out. Monday night, TNT, nationwide television audience. It's a ladies basketball tournament in Las Vegas. Number 1 LSU, 20th ranked Colorado. Monday night, nationwide TV audience. Makes sense. With Kim Mulkey's Tigers, makes sense. Kim Mulkey makes twice what LSU head baseball coach Jay Johnson makes. Jay Johnson's got a national championship. He makes half of what Kim Mulkey makes. Kim Mulkey makes $3.2 million a year, and that is less than what Livy Dunne, the LSU gymnast, makes with her LIV money. LIV. Likeness, image, what is it called? NIL. Name, image, likeness. LIV. Name, image, likeness. NIL money. No, the highest paid person at LSU is Brian Kelly, the head football coach, at $10 million. Now, LSU doesn't pay Livy Dunne, but the second highest paid person at LSU is gymnast Livy Dunne at north of $4 million a year. It's crazy. Livy Dunne, the gymnast, makes more than Kim Mulkey. Angel Reese, I bet you, is going to approach Kim Mulkey money before it's over. Kim Mulkey makes $3.2 million a year. Angel Reese, I bet you, is pretty darn close to that. She's got to be near $2 million a year. She went from $400,000 to $800,000 when LSU made the NCAA tournament to $1.2, $1.3 million when they won the national title. That was months ago. It's only going up. That NIL money, amazing. And Livy Dunne was third in all of college and high school even. I think Shedeur Sanders was number 1. And who was number 2? Like a high school kid from like New Jersey or something, I think. Basketball player. Livy Dunne's number 1 now. Like north of $4 million. She makes the most NIL money. I think the New York Times had a story on it. I was looking at something on Twitter, and I didn't get to read the whole story because it was a subscribe thing, but I got to read the first few paragraphs before it faded out. And essentially they're just saying it's because she's sort of a sex symbol. But she is an All-American gymnast. She's not the best gymnast at LSU. She's not the best on that team, but she is a legitimate gymnast. She earned it. She's not just some pretty face and pretending to be a gymnast. Been working at that a long time. I'm not saying the NIL money's fair, that she's good looking and blonde and all that has anything to do with it or not. I'm not saying any of that. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. She is sexy. She does sell that. But she's been on social media for a long time. Those twin basketball players, same thing. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Man, overnight last night, you were definitely running heat. You could be running air conditioning tomorrow or over the weekend as it creeps into the 70s. Maybe you're not running the system at all. Air conditioning, heat. If you're having any problems, River City's Total Maintenance is there. Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys, air conditioning and heat experts that come immediately. What more do you need to know? They're easy to find. NOLAAC.com. River City's Total Maintenance. NOLAAC.com.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. You're listening to The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson.
Cotton Bowl winning coach Willie Fritz joining us on the program. Have you ever been part of a game that great?
A lot of things happen in the game. You just don't know the script. You got to adapt and improvise. You just got to keep playing hard the whole time, and our guys did an excellent job of that.
How big is yesterday for the overall future of the program?
You got to have the guys who really have a burning desire to get a quality education and also be a great football player. You got to have both.
You've always have embraced New Orleans. You've been a great ambassador for the city, for Tulane University.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. My wife and I just love it here in New Orleans. And just everybody, the city's just sensational. It was a dime for a person who came up to me after the game. I had tickets in the old Tulane Stadium. And, I've heard that a ton of times. And then, that's good that we're able to make some people happy.
That's Willie Fritz joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Roll wave.
The spirit of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on the Neutral Ground.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Hi, everyone. It's Tommy Wrong for AsbestosMoneyGrab.com. This is not, I repeat, not for folks with real asbestos problems. But if you're like me and we're maybe taking a shop class in high school where you maybe breathed in some brake dust and you know for certain you're fine, but you're the type of person that takes advantage of these types of situations, get tested, lawyer up, and steal some money like me. Go to I'm not really hurt at all, but like exploiting the system for free cash.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Yeah, you right. A Thursday afternoon edition of the program. What an incredible weather day. Hard to top today. We got pretty much 2 seasons, winter into like spring or fall. Beautiful right now, like 63 degrees, blue sky, sun's dropping out the sky, the sun is setting, kind of dusky out there. We started on the South Shore this morning like low 40s and creeped up into the mid 60s. So like a 20, 22 degree hike in temperature over about 4 or 5 hours too, from 6 in the morning to about 11 a.m. North Shore, even more extreme. North Shore had near freezing temperatures, 34, 35, 36. They went up about 30 degrees in about 5 hours, from about 6 a.m. to around 11 a.m. or so. No, big temperature increase. It was, cold, wind blowing, cold, especially on the North Shore, but even on the South Shore. And then, in the shade with the wind, like feels 10 degrees colder than in the sun. And then it just warmed up. We're going to have some really nice weather over the weekend, 60s and 70s. Middle of next week, we might hit 80 again. The drought that is kind of crippling South Louisiana continues. Like no rain in sight. It's crazy. I've never experienced this dry a weather in New Orleans in my life. Never. Not this stretch the last few months. Just the little bit of rain. I've never seen this little amount of rain in New Orleans the last few months like now. The summer, I've never experienced heat like that in New Orleans ever. Crazy. A couple of summers ago, we didn't get over 90, but maybe a half dozen times in the entire month of June. In June, we would have gone over 90 28 out of 30 days. We went over 90 like 5 days. That was like 2 years ago. Just crazy weather that I've never experienced in my life in New Orleans. It's pretty routine. We get the regular stuff. We know it's going to be, in the 90s, and it's going to be high humidity in the summer. We don't know it's going to be 104. Feels like 120. Never. And then having, temperatures in June that are like 70s and 80s in June a couple of years ago. And now this drought for the last few months, just crazy. This global warming, climate change. No, it's real. It's real. The planet's always evolving. Could be good or bad for us, help us or not. And then we are obviously influencing the planet. Anyone who doesn't think man can't move the needle, and it isn't about we're killing the planet. The planet's going to survive no matter what. Man can't kill the planet. I agree with you on that if that's how you think. But man can alter the planet where it makes it worse for man, where it makes it worse for us. I often say this when we get into extreme politics in America, hardcore loony left, wacky right. Around the country, the loony left's anti-drilling. Around the country, the wacky right doesn't believe that man can influence the planet. In Louisiana, especially in South Louisiana, even the loony left and the wacky right know better. The loony left is pro oil and gas drilling. They want it regulated as it should be. And the wacky right knows that man can influence the planet. They know it. They see chunks of Louisiana float out into the Gulf. These are hunters and fishermen. They're hyper-conservative and right. If they lived elsewhere in America, they wouldn't even be thinking about this. They wouldn't believe it. But living it and experiencing it and their fathers and fathers' land disappearing, they know it's real. They know the oil and gas canals, the saltwater intrusion, the levees on the Mississippi River, on, has damaged Louisiana's coast. So the hyper-right in South Louisiana knows man can influence the planet. And the hyper-left, they're into oil and gas drilling and things of that nature, where in the rest of the country, it's sort of the opposite. No, because we experience it. We see it. It's in our face. There's no way to avoid it. Hey, best quality, best price, best selection. There's no way to avoid it. Rouse's Markets. They got everything you need. Local products, regional products, national, even international products. And those Rouse's labeled items, Rouse's brands. I'm not big on that stuff at all. I don't buy generic items ever. I like Heinz ketchup. I like, French's mustard. I like Blue Plate mayonnaise. I like Cola Vita olive oil. I like olive oil from Italy. The Rouse's labeled extra virgin olive oil is outstanding. And they've got like 2 or 3 different levels of the extra virgin Rouse's branded, Rouse's labeled extra virgin olive oil. Absolutely outstanding. Yeah, all kind of Rouse's labeled products. Check them out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. You can find all that stuff at your neighborhood Rouse's. Tastes like home. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon. Hey, why aren't you at Katie's right now? Check out the Pelicans tonight at Katie's. And unlike some lousy sports bar with terrible food, it's Katie's, the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant first. And then they happen to have a bunch of flat screen TVs everywhere. And Scott Craig, the owner, operator, head chef, a huge sports fan. So, yeah, you can check out the Pels tonight. You can check out LSU-Bama on Saturday night. You can check out the Saints on Sunday. You can check out Kim Mulkey's Tigers, the Lady Tigers, playing on TNT Monday night. It's a sports bar-like atmosphere as far as flat screen TVs everywhere, but it's real New Orleans food that you want to eat. A taste of New Orleans, big portions, New Orleans specialties, old school. For all your sports action on the flat screens, check out Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
I picked up Lebanon's Cafe today for lunch. A little chicken shawarma. About a third of that is still at my house in the refrigerator in the to-go container. Yeah, I grabbed the to-go order, chicken shawarma, some of that wonderful tabbouleh. Love it. And then that fried football kibbe. How can you not get one of those, like a Middle Eastern meat pie? Lebanon's Cafe. So good. To-go orders. A night like this weather, are you kidding? It's like 65 degrees, 64 degrees. Go sit outside right now, under the green awning, under the oak trees, on the streetcar line. Old school New Orleans style wrought iron chairs and tables. Get some shish kebabs, some lamb chops. Yeah, I said lamb chops. Middle Eastern sides like tabbouleh, baba ganoush, hummus, mujedra, and so much more. They're open till 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. The Causeway toll increase taking effect this morning. Cash customers, it's $6 now instead of $5. Toll tag customers, $3.40 instead of $3. Pels, Pistons tonight. No Zion. That's ridiculous. Resting. Blue Boy says that's ridiculous. Hey, see you tomorrow, Fantasy Friday, straight up 4 o'clock.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.